Lanier and Sons podcast.
A lot of topics to cover tonight. A lot of good stuff. So, like I was saying, Hurricane Harvey has hit Texas, and there's a lot of people that need help. There's a lot of flooding that's going on, and it looks like a good amount of people from all over the Gulf Coast has made their way over to Texas to try and help these people. You know, they bring their boats and everything else, but it looks like there's quite a few people that are taking advantage of the people that are coming to help. And I believe James has more information as to what that's about.
So everybody knows that this flooding from Hurricane Harvey has gotten pretty bad. And I can even attest to how bad some of it is because I just came back from there. And there's a lot of streets and overpasses that I went on while I was there that are completely underwater now. Like, you couldn't drive a lifted truck through them. They're so deep. And like DeMarcus said, there's a lot of people that are going out there, taking time out of their day, money out of their wallets to go help these people in any way they can, whether it's bringing them food, going out there rescuing them off the tops of their houses, out of their cars. These people are putting their time out there. And there's all these people out there that are faking the needing saving. I heard today on the news that there was these guys called the Cajun Navy. And went out there and were saving all these people that were getting shot at because of them helping. And I've even got a friend that's out there right now that took time out of his day to go out there with his brother-in-law to help these people. And he has even had a person try to overtake their boat. This is crazy, people. Why? Why do you have to do this? They're risking their own lives to save people that need saving. Stop it.
Not only that, their well-being, and they use those boats and everything for like everyday things, probably to make money and stuff too. So it's their well-being too. So I mean, there's a lot to it. They're risking everything to come help these people.
And yeah, they are. I mean, they didn't have to do this. No one said they had to go out there. We've even got people from our hometown and over in Florida that are going out there, that are driving all the way down I-10 to help these people. That's not money that someone's giving them to go do this. Like, they're taking money out of their own wallets, out of their own paychecks.
Yep.
People, if y'all are doing this, stop. I can't address enough. Stop, because somebody's going to get hurt, whether it's you or them. You need to quit.
Yeah, I agree with you. I 100% agree. Zach, do you have any information about it?
I mean,
more information.
I have some basic information. I've heard what he's heard, and I know. I mean, I think they're kind of helping in groups, so they're probably covering each other, making sure they stay safe and everything. But it's still ridiculous. It's kind of ridiculous that they're risking their lives to come all the way over there to help everybody there. Not just certain people. Like even but they're trying to steal their boats and all this kind of stuff. It's kind of ridiculous.
It is.
It doesn't make sense. If they're fine, they should be helping too. I mean, they don't have to, but if they have a family or whatever, but they should be helping too. Everybody should be helping.
Tori, you got anything to add?
Not really. I just hope everyone in Houston finds safety and gets the supplies and shelter that they need.
Yeah, I actually saw a picture where, like, it was so flooded that it was about to hit like one of the interstates that go through there. I'm sure there's a bunch.
I want to say
it was
it's
about to
I-10.
hit one of the signs. Yeah, it was I-10. Yeah, the water was about to hit the sign, so it's pretty crazy over there right now.
Lord.
You know how high those signs are? Those signs are what, 12, 14 feet high?
They're pretty. They're about that high. Just one quick thing to add on. If you guys are, if you're watching this and you're some of those people that are going out there helping these people, be safe. There's a lot of really strong currents coming through there with the water trying to push back out and come back in at the same time.
And stay strapped.
There was some guy that a police officer that ended up dying today because of the current. Y'all be safe. Go out there with someone else. Don't go out alone.
So are we talking about like rip currents? Just dragging people?
It's almost like a rip current, but almost more or less like.
Think of it as a river.
Have you ever seen like a levee or a dam break? Kind of like that kind of current, like really strong.
Oh God.
Yeah, think of it like a river. Basically, I mean, there's some pretty strong rivers, and that's basically what it does because the water has to flow.
Man, that's crazy. Pepper, you got anything?
I guess you guys pretty much covered it. Zach and I, being from Mississippi, we both know how the big disastrous hurricane goes with bringing out the best in people, bringing out the worst in people. Remember, we saw a lot of looting and kind of like a little bit of a breakdown of civilized society with the whole Katrina thing, but it brings out the best in people. As you can see, people coming from all over to help out. So it'll take some time, but I mean, it's Texas. They're pretty strong-minded. They're gonna pull through. It's gonna take a little time.
Okay. Well, you know, to kind of summarize and give my take on it, I really appreciate that there's still a sense of humanity in the world, in our country. You know what I mean? Given everything that's been happening and how much people have been going at each other's throats, it shouldn't take a hurricane to bring people together. You know? And it's even worse when you have people that are taking advantage of this kind of generosity. Because, you know, in a sense, nobody, and I mean absolutely nobody, should have to be doing basically what is the government's job, to go out here and help and take care of these people, because that's where our tax money does go. It goes to FEMA. You know, that's a government organization, and honestly, they should have all this taken care of. But the generosity of people to go out there, take their own boats, take their own time, put themselves in danger, you know, it speaks volumes. Our country really can be great. It really can be great sometime, and this is one of those times. So hopefully those people stay safe, and hopefully people who've been doing this crap, you know, they pay for what they're doing. So stay safe. Yeah. Anybody else got anything to add to that before we move on to the next subject?
I think I'm excited about the next topic, actually.
Oh boy.
Boy, it's gonna be fun.
Guys, Ark Survival Evolved has...
You mind if I start this one?
Yeah, absolutely. Ark Survival Evolved has fully launched, and they have launched at $60 with an option.
What?
Yes, $60. Okay, with an option of buying a $45 season pass. Zach is
Insane.
Zach is yours.
Okay, so here's my thing. I'll start early in time here. Let's go back. We're gonna go back. Okay, Ark Survival Evolved. It came out. I bought this game. I think it was $20 if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure it was $20. I bought this game. I thought at the time it was a $20 game. It did have its problems. It had glitches, and it was an early release, and that's understandable because, don't get me wrong, I hate the early release thing. I think that's stupid. I think they should release a full game if you have to pay for it. Now, having a beta, that's cool. Free beta, something like that. Before then, I think that's the right way to do it. But they released a $20 game, and at the time it was worth $20. I would have paid $29 for it, full release. Maybe even more full release if they released the whole thing. I liked it. I really liked the game. I enjoyed it. There was a lot of glitches. But then they start to run low on money. So they released this, you know, everything was supposed to be free after you purchase the game, from what I understand. And I swear I read it. I read that in multiple locations. They released this game, and then couldn't have been 2 years later, 2 years later, they release like a $29 expansion for the game, and people bought the expansion for the game, and now they're going full release after that. I don't know about that. That's just asinine. I'll let you guys talk about the newer stuff, but that's what we're leading up to here. We had a full release. I'm sorry, we had a early release game. You paid, might have been $29. It was $19.29, which I would have gladly paid for that. Yeah, $29. Would have gladly paid for that as long as they gave me the full game the whole time and released it in a reasonable amount of time, not 5 years or whatever. That's ridiculous. And then they released the expansion, and that's when it hurt. It hurt my feelings, you know. I had Brontosaurus. I had like 5 Brontosaurus pets, okay, and I had a base on one of them, and it just hurt my feelings. That's pretty much all I have. I'll let you guys talk about the more current situation.
Look, guys, let me take this one next. I usually go last. I gotta go second. I gotta go second on this one. Guys, look. You know the reason why they ran out of money, right? During early access. You know the real reason. You know the real reason was because they got sued.
That's right, they did.
Not only that, they wasted so much time. Time is money.
Yep.
You can't take 5 years. I literally think it was like 3. It was a couple years that this game has been early access. That's a waste of time. That's a huge waste of money.
Well, they got sued, and that was one of their reasons why they decided they needed to release Scorched Earth. Scorched Earth is the biggest no-no in early access period that I've ever seen. It is the biggest slap in the face to the whole early access program for what it's supposed to be that I've ever seen.
Don't forget about the center map.
Well, the center map was free, though.
Yeah.
The center map was free. But
Still,
Scorched Earth, you know, I
mean, don't get me wrong. They shouldn't have put all that work into another map before early release. They should have did the whole thing as a pack. That's this season pass stuff is getting out of hand. It really is, especially when you buy a season pass and it doesn't go anywhere. Like, you don't get anything. I've seen games have a season pass and they won't release anything till like years later.
Yeah,
it's a cheat.
Like Fallout 4. Yeah, it's freaking Fallout 4.
Fallout 4 was a badass game, though. Okay,
it was bad, but you paid almost twice. You paid like what, $50 for their season pass?
I didn't pay for no season pass.
I didn't either. But the game comes out with a $45 season pass, and you get the Scorched Earth DLC, which came out, I don't even know, and then 2 upcoming and as yet undetailed expansions. One slated for this year and one slated for 2018. I personally, and this may just be the adult in me, I don't buy content that's imaginary. I don't buy content that doesn't even have a name. I don't buy anything that doesn't have a trailer. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like, what's really going on? Am I just giving you money for anything? And then I'm gonna leave in my point. You know, my take on this. I'm gonna leave it here. The general consensus, guys, is they still have not optimized this game.
I don't know if I can. You know, I haven't played a multiplayer game. I know that every single multiplayer server that I joined, other than the dedicated one that we created, every one of them was trash. Like, and it was the connection problem. It wasn't graphics or anything like that. It was a connection issue, and it happened for months. So I just gave up on joining any of those external or their dedicated servers or whatever.
Wow. Tori, you got anything, man?
That's tough. Yeah, I think I think the developers come across a little bit money grubbing, charging money for an expansion on an early access game, and then releasing a season pass without any of the content outlined right after the game goes into full release. That leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I've been burned by that kind of stuff before. I don't like it.
Yeah, not many people are going to be burned again either. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
They will. They will. There's too many people out there that they don't have self-control. I don't know if it's a self-control problem or a patience problem.
I think it's a self-esteem. A lot of the times I see people, they'll buy something absolutely ridiculous and they'll get in the comment section and try and defend it to death, knowing that they were stupid for buying it. You know, you be on there complaining on one thread, but you in here trying to defend it on another thread. Like, just, you know.
Probably hoping someone will take their side and justify their purchase.
Just for the record, also, what the stuff I'm saying is based on 200. I just looked it up. 243 hours of playing this game. So I have 243 hours in that game.
That's why I'm leaving James for last, because I know James. I know he's gonna have, you know, a good amount to say about this thing, as you've spent quite a bit of time with the game.
Oh yeah,
as well. Pepper, you got anything
on this topic?
Mm-hmm. Never played Ark?
I don't think he's played it, no.
Okay. Well, it's about a dinosaur game, and the dinosaurs move at 20 frames per second, and that's the highest you get. It don't matter if you got a 1080 Ti or whatever else, it's going to run at like 30 frames per second. Don't dare put your junk on epic settings.
And not to mention, they have no clipping on.
Oh my god. Oh man. Oh,
super dinosaurs. They'll go right into your building and step on you through your building.
They're the landlords of your building.
Coming this fall, Dino Landlord.
Where's my money?
This was not residential land. We're taking this out.
I know you got my rent money.
This was native land. Do you have a permit?
Oh no, it's Dinosaur Dan at the door.
Oh.
James, what you got, man?
Okay. All right, so I just had to take a look for myself. I have put over 281 hours into this game. I don't know, like, I at the beginning, like when I first saw the trailer for it, I was like, man, this is going to be a great game. This is also like right after I just built my computer. I had a 770 GTX. That was it. I couldn't play this game on the minimum settings. Couldn't do it. The visualization, all the graphics, the clipping, the FPS, it was shit. Just bad.
Ooh.
After, you know, they said they had fixed a lot of things, I tried getting back into it. They said they optimized it. Yeah, they didn't really optimize much of anything. They added more into the game, if anything, that made it even worse. So I had stopped playing it for a while, and then once I finally had upgraded my CPU a little bit, I ended up playing this game a lot. And I can't say I was one of those ones that bought into the DLCs. I did do it, and I regret it. I really wish I wouldn't have. I did get the Scorched Earth, and I spent over 105 hours alone trying to get a dragon, just to lose them after 105 hours. It was a long thing for something that's really, I mean, yeah, they're awesome, but it shouldn't take you that long to get these things. They need to work on that. Some of the other things they need to work on, the building aspect, the optimization, like you said. I've even upgraded now to a 1080 graphics card, and still I cannot play this game above medium settings. It's ridiculous.
That's nonsense.
I mean, I'm one of those people that can actually say I've seen a difference between, or not really seen much of a difference between a 770 and a 1080 on Ark. When every other game I played, I see a major difference. Ark, none. It makes everything look shinier. That's about it. One of the other things I got to talk about on this is so recently, I think it was earlier this year, they added an update to where now there's a limited amount of dinos that you can tame on the server. And servers everywhere are maxing out. It doesn't matter if it's a dedicated server, an official server by ARC, or if it's a server you made or a server you paid for. I don't know the exact amount of dinos, but I know almost every server that I've tried to get on recently, they're already maxed out. And
That's
I
their way
can't
of
tame anything.
optimizing.
And that's got to get fixed. I mean, if you're going to have these servers that are 100 people wide, you got to do something with the dino taming. You can't limit that. Like, I know what your idea was there, trying to limit these higher people from getting all of these dinos that to just crush these other people, but now you're affecting the people that are just not getting on because they can't get anything. I quit playing it for a while, and I started playing again, and I tamed one dino, and I couldn't tame anymore.
James, I gotta tell you something.
What's that?
It's a very inconvenient truth. The only way you're gonna get more than one dinosaur is if you purchased a $45 season pass!
You know what? I would not be surprised if they did that, if they added it to where you could tame so many dinos. But hey, if you buy the season pass, we'll add 10 onto that.
I'll request a damn return.
Oh, that's...
And yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, okay, cool. The game just came out, like fully released. They even had a trailer for it. Guys, you still haven't optimized the game, but you have not 3, but 4 maps. You have Scorched Earth, you have the Center, you have Ragnarok, which is a new one, and then you have procedurally generated. Guys, let's optimize the game, maybe, so other people can actually play it and you might make some money.
Does anybody know the original release of this? I can't remember. I'm trying to remember the original release of this
like
game.
the early access release?
Yeah.
I can't tell you, dude.
I'll find out. I'll see if I can find it. Because I think I bought it as soon as it came out.
Yeah, I did too.
I will say this, and I will update you guys on this. People who put in a refund request from a year or 2 ago, Steam has started accepting. Steam has been accepting the refund requests.
Oh, man.
And giving people their money back.
Ouch.
Oh, man. Somebody's on here talking about I wish I could do that with Daisy as well.
Isn't it still in early access?
Yeah. That one's been in early access since 2013.
Didn't the people that were working on it just leave or something?
The main guy did. The main guy. And then he started another project and then quit that project. So that's a whole nother video, man. That's a whole nother video. So all right. James is looking up that information.
Development began in October 2014.
For ARC?
Yeah, development.
Wow.
So 3 years? I don't know. Does that sound
That doesn't
right?
make sense. That doesn't add up.
All right, so we have right here
That is Wikipedia.
December, July. So it looks like game was initially released through Steam Early Access for Microsoft on June 2nd, 2015.
Huh.
And not even before this game had even come out of Early Access, on March 16th, 2016, Survival of the Fittest mode came out. Right after that, September 1st, 2016, they released the paid downloadable content.
Wow.
So, just foolish. Just foolishness.
And actually, the game left Early Access today.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Destiny dropped their beta today. And that's a whole nother video too. Destiny 2 dropped their beta today for PC. And let me tell you, and Tori can attest to this, that game looks 25% better. Maybe 50% better than ARC does. and runs 150% better. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Really well optimized game.
It's an optimized masterpiece. And oh wow. I don't know what these guys are doing. I know that I don't think I'd ever support another project that they have again. So
Who?
Well, you already heard
Arc?
that they're going through a lawsuit right now for copyright.
what did they copyright off of?
It's another company is claiming that they took their idea.
Which game are you talking about?
It's one of some Jurassic Park game. They never really
Ark.
gave it a name. Yeah, Ark.
Okay, I thought we were still talking about Destiny.
Yeah, Ark and this other company, because Ark fired one of their developers. Their developer went out and started creating his own game. Ark tried to sue him, but the funny thing was, this guy had all rights to the game still.
Wow, smart. Then you get some lawyers. Attorneys.
Well, guys, I'm ready for this next topic. I am ready for this, and I'm pretty sure everybody is going to have a take on this. Guys, football season is about to start again. September 2nd, well, technically college football has already started, but I know that a lot of Division I games are supposed to kick off on Thursday, which is the 31st, I believe. Yeah.
Yes.
And there's an argument that it's actually growing in number of people who are supporting the case that college football players, at least from the Power 5 conferences, the Big Ten, Pac-12, SEC, ACC, and I swear that's another. Those conferences, at least, those players need to be paid. They need to be paid. And then there's some that feel that the player shouldn't be paid, and that the scholarship is their payment. So, Pepper, we'll let you start this one off. What's your take on this?
I don't really have a definitive stance on this, I guess. I kind of see both sides of the argument. I would have to ask to the side that says they should be paid, how much are we paying them?
It's a good question.
And what's the base pay? Is this incentive pay? Is this if you're a 3-star, 4-star, 5-star recruit? How is this payment system working? Are you paid per game, per semester? There's a lot of variables I think are going into this.
It'll be a lot different. It would be a lot different than the NFL for sure.
Yeah, so I see the argument that the universities are making a ton of money off the backs of the football players. However, they are getting a free scholarship. And at these big-time schools, they're 20, 30 grand a semester. That's quite a payment, if you ask me. But, it's up for discussion.
I mean, you can sit there and slip them a 50 here and there.
Well, they can't do that either because the NCAA.
I know. Yeah,
there's something else. But I'm, to reply to that, and we're gonna give everybody a chance to answer. Guys, this is a $1 billion business. It's a $1 billion business. Look, the SEC alone paid out over $100 million to the 14 schools that's in the conference. Some of those teams pull in way bigger numbers than other teams. bottom line is, for what they charge, and for what they charge to go to the games, for the merchandise, for the boosters are giving free money to the school. It's heinous, and these guys are on prime time. Freaking Alabama and Florida State are opening up the freaking Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. You know, like big time, prime time, national television, ad after ad after ad after ad after ad. And you're telling me that you're going to put these kids on the field, put them in that spotlight, and then send them to the dorms afterward with a lunchbox? You know what I mean? Like, look, we're not saying that the players need to be rich. We're not saying that the players even have to have a middle class wage. But I guarantee you, 1%, do y'all hear me? 1% of what these schools are making, if 1% of a Power 5 school, let's say Florida, if they gave 1% of the money to just paying their starting players, not starting players, they're players that aren't walk-ons, they're scholarship players, and I twirl my fingers. If they paid them 1%, those kids would be able to live comfortably, because they can't work. They can't work like all the other college kids. They don't have time.
Marcus, question real quick. Does that go across the board for every sport and every athlete?
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
football.
here's the
only
problem.
Football.
Like,
only football and basketball.
Here's the issue. I think. I'm just gonna throw something in here real quick while you're talking about it. Not just the other sports, but my problem would be like, wouldn't it be? And this might cause a problem also. This might cause like people to get pissed off and stuff. Either you're gonna pay all of them or none, right? I mean, because that doesn't sound. Because you like in the NFL, you pay people that are sitting on the bench too, and I know it's different. But are you paying people just because of their level of skill, or just because they're playing college football and they're making money off college football?
You pay all of them except for your walk-ons.
Yeah,
you pay players that are going to actually touch the field. You know, if they're scholarship players, they would get paid.
Hey, DeMarcus, let me throw this in there for you and let you sit on this for a second. I just looked it up. Florida Gators finances. Last in 2013, I know it's been a couple years since then, the school made $130 million in revenue, but they spent $106 million on expenses. It's old finance history, but it's something to go off of.
You know,
let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
If Alabama, take Alabama for example, the biggest powerhouse college football team in the country.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to pay their players. Are you going to pay the quarterback the same amount of money you pay the punter?
Yes.
You don't think that's going to cause conflict on the team?
I think that they should get a flat rate if you're a scholarship player.
But you don't think that would cause some sort of hostility in the locker room?
I don't think it would, because they weren't getting paid in the first place.
Yeah,
you know
maybe not at first, but eventually people get used to a certain thing. You know, the next generation comes through, and then people who are pissed off, like, why is this dude making as much as me, but I do more work?
Y'all gotta understand that this ain't
football's full of egos.
True.
I would say that they want to call them student athletes, right? They're still student athletes, but the money isn't there for performance on the field. The money is there so that they're taken care of, so they can get them a car or something, be able to make payments on a car like other college kids can that can work.
Or, I guess if you think of it as like a
stipend,
like a bonus or something, and not pay for your, not paying to play, but hey, if you join this league, you get this, set amount. It's like a almost like a scholarship.
Yeah.
It's like a bonus type thing. I mean, I guess if you did it that way, it might work. It's not based on how good you are or your position. But here's another thing. Here's another question. If you pay them too much, you could be setting them up for failure. And the reason I say that is because if you pay them too much, they may get used to it and give up in school. Some of them are not going to make it to the NFL. A lot of them are not going to make it to the NFL. We all know that.
Only 1.2% of college players go pro.
Exactly. So if they get used to this pay and they just get skimpy, I guess you could say, on their college, and how's that going to affect their future too? So I think that's actually one of the big reasons they don't pay them in the first place, so that they don't get too comfortable and think, oh, I'm going to be pro or whatever. You know, I'll keep making money. I'll make it. Which it's not bad. It's not bad to think, hey, I'm going to make it, but it could be setting some of them up for failure if they're mediocre.
This is the schedule, and I've been watching a lot of sports documentary, like college football documentaries and stuff like that. Here's their schedule. They wake up, they work out, they get breakfast, they go to classes. This is just one practice a day. They get out of classes, they go to meetings for football. After the meetings, they go to practice, they eat dinner, they go to sleep, they wake back up. They don't have time. They just don't have the time that other students have. And I feel like you could put it in the same sense that the college student that can work, why is it possible for them to live comfortably but not the football players? You know what I mean? Like, why can't they pull internships or...
Yeah, most of them are working, like, at McDonald's or something anyway. I mean, Winn-Dixie...
There's a lot of college students that do work part-time jobs. They're not just there for school.
And if you think about it, if they're going for, like, something, like, really serious, like become a doctor, they're putting in a lot. They're putting in just as much work studying as these football players are that are going for, other degrees, which there could be football players going for a doctor, but I don't see that because that would be hard. That would make it almost impossible to do football. And
you can't go for a high-end degree. You can't put in that kind of time.
Yeah, the time is the problem. Like, you won't have the time to study to become a doctor if you're playing football. I don't think that's possible.
Actually, you know what I could go for, what I would kind of compromise with is any student athlete. We're speaking for football terms, because their days pretty much consumed all day with school and football. Give them a card, and the school can load on maybe $50-$100 a week. That way it's going electronically. They're not just getting cash on their table. It's put on a card. They can use it for gas, food, however much. That's not too much, but it's showing some sort of incentive, appreciation. They're putting work in, and they can use a card. Each player has their own card, and they can use it as like a Visa or whatever. I can see that being kind of more streamlined.
Yeah, it would. And I'm sure they wouldn't have a problem with that. Money's money. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
But, Tori, I'm going to get you involved in here.
Oh, boy.
And this question is for Tori.
Okay.
You're going to school, and you're busting your butt for the school. You go out there, and every time you take the field, every time you go to practice, you're making big money. Millions for this school. All right? Do you feel that, for that being said, that room, board, and a scholarship is a good form of payment for you?
I think it's a start. I know a lot of other people have to take out like loans and go into pretty heavy debt to go to school. And depending on where you go to school, sometimes that amount of money per year can be like the amount of like a new car, or depending on where you go to school, it could be like like a low earner's entire wage. I think at the very least, college athletes should get room and board scholarships, and the other thing you said, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
But I also think that they should be entitled to a stipend, not something humongous, but just some extra cash, just to kind of it's not necessarily to incentivize players staying. It's just it just seems like the right thing to do when you consider like how big like college sports are, especially in the part of the world where I live, like in this part of the Midwest. It's that's what we have for college sports. I have to drive at least like 5 hours to go see like any like major any pro teams play. But college sports are within reasonable distance and are extremely popular. That's a tangent. I'm sorry.
No.
I think college athletes deserve at least a small stipend on top of the room and board and the scholarships to the schools that they're playing at. Just because that is like, you got to be dedicated to do well in college sports, and they ask a lot of you, and they're making a lot of money off like not just the colleges, but like the sports networks and like merchandisers and stuff. They make a lot of money off of your work, and to not get any of that back in cash, or on like a card or something, that leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
Hey, how about this? How does this sound? I'm not cut. Are you finished, or am I cut?
No, you're fine.
Okay. Well, here's one idea. Actually, this might be a good idea. You know how they make jerseys and stuff, for college players. They could give them like an incentive based on that. Would kind of give them like the opportunity to, if they're a popular player, they can make money off that. Like where
like their likeliness.
If they sell their jersey or something like that, they get a commission off of it or something.
Mm-hmm.
That I mean,
that's too much on the coach. For it to not be a professional thing, that's too much on the coach, because if the coach decides to start one player over another, and
that's probably because they're better.
Yeah, I've seen some stuff being a Florida fan.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But I'm here real quick, and before we give it to James, you know what, James, go. You can go ahead and go first. Go.
Okay, I'll be kind of quick on mine. I don't really pay attention too much to all that stuff. I mean, yeah, I love football. I love both NCAA and NFL. And I was just looking again on something else. I found an even more up to date, like what they made. This is Alabama. Alabama made $103 million last year with a $47 million profit. It's a lot of money. Could they use that money, that profit money, after maybe paying for some new stuff for the field and stuff like that? Could they give a little bit of that to their guys? Yeah, I think so. Use it to help them pay their college if they didn't get a scholarship. Maybe if they're on like a apartment, it could pay for their apartment and utilities and, like you said, car and all that stuff. But here's where I'm going to turn my attention a little differently. I've been serving now almost 8 years in the military. Do I think these guys deserve money? Maybe. But they should not be making more than what our armed forces are making. That is a big blow to me and to a lot of people I know. This guy's out here catching a damn football, making people happy. Where you got these guys that are going out there, risking their lives, getting shot at, blown up, getting arms and legs taken off that can barely pay their medical bills. And not just the states, but the government isn't doing anything for these people, but yet we allow these football players to be paid millions. Or in NCAA case, these guys aren't getting paid anything.
I don't know if that's comparable, to be honest with you, though, because if you compare it to college students, then you also have to throw NFL in there and actors, and they all make more than the military,
yes.
So it's hard to kind of compare to that.
Yeah, it is. I mean, yeah, we're on the NFL and or not, NCAA and stuff like that, but when it comes down to NCAA getting paid, do I think they should? Yes. They are, like you said, they don't have time to get a job half the time because their schedule of their daily events is just so massive. They don't have time to go out and get a normal job like most normal college kids.
Yeah.
But again, should they be making more than people that are going out there getting shot at for their livelihood? No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a whole nother topic, though. Like, I think that the military gets paid like trash. I mean, just like cops.
Cops,
police officers, firefighters,
first responders.
First responders in general get paid trash. That's a whole nother topic.
But I mean, it's about all I have on this topic. I don't have a lot.
Yeah, that's understandable. You can't fix that. That's a decision that.
DeMarcus.
Mm-hmm.
How much money should a college athlete make?
A college athlete in Power 5. And we're going to talk about Power 5 because they're the schools that are pulling in all this dough.
Sure.
Power 5, if it was me, $250 per week. Per player. That is absolutely no money to the school.
$1,000 per player for a month. And so that's like 50 players on a team?
70,000? Maybe 70,000, 80,000 a month?
That's
No, there's no way those schools are going to pay that.
Wait, what? I thought you said $250 a week. That's $1,000 a month.
Well, I said 1,000 and then 80 players. Roughly, let's say they were to pay 80 players or something. Because they
For 4 months, that's $320,000. Do you think the school's actually going to pay that?
That's nothing.
Yeah, but
it's nothing to them.
I mean, that's $120,000 each per year.
You don't think that's going to cause the players to start some sort of union?
Well, I don't think
it's already too late for that because that's already started. The Northwestern
NCAA.
Yeah, the Northwestern football team has a union.
Never heard of that before. That's a union. That doesn't define. That's not in the definition of a union, though.
They're unionizing like college players and whatever.
I don't think they know what a union is.
Are you saying they're trying to start a union?
They're trying to start one.
Yeah, that's not a union. That has nothing to do with the. To be honest with you, that's not. You can't define that as a union.
They had certain demands that they wanted to be met as being student athletes and stuff like that. But real quick, to wrap this up and wrap up the podcast because we're almost at an hour. I'm gonna ask you guys this question. I'm gonna ask every single one of you. What is a scholarship? What is a scholarship really?
A free ride in college?
Because people talk about scholarships as if they are of some kind of value. A scholarship?
Scholarships are not of value. Like, there's a lot of stuff that goes into a scholarship. I mean, you got to have like pretty good grades, and you have to keep those grades. Otherwise, you lose it, and then you're end up having to pay for it.
Yeah, that's just like a job. You have to show up at work every day. I mean, there is a value to a scholarship. That's a lot of money, dude.
But it's money. Is that money that you truly have to pay, or is it money that they're saying that you don't have to pay, or saying that you can just come to school for free? Are they losing out on any money?
Both.
It's kind of both, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of both. They're saying you could go to college for free, which who in here went to college?
Me.
I did.
I did.
Okay, so DeMarcus, did you go?
Yeah.
Sweet, did you go?
No, I mean, I've done some Air Force stuff, but
so how many years did you guys go? Like, I did 2. I did a 2-year college.
I did 4.
Okay. I did 3, but I didn't finish.
Well, okay, and here's the next question. Did you guys get funding for that college in one way, shape, or form? Like, did you have a debt when you came out of college, is what I'm saying?
Small one, yeah.
Yeah, I was paying my college debt for about 10 years, and that's for a 2-year college. That is serious. That is value, dude. I'm telling you right now, dude. It took me 10 years to pay off my college debt for a 2-year college. Can you imagine doing a 4-year?
But Zach, you didn't. I mean, yeah, you paid it because they charged it to you. But for some of these players, we're going to talk about the players in this instant. These players, they're saying, "Oh, scholarship." What is the scholarship if the school just doesn't have to charge you? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it a real good at that point, especially with the kind of money that they're making for the schools?
Yes, because not only they're playing football, they're still going to class, so they have to be charged for the education.
Yeah, they're getting an education.
They can't just go for free and play the football.
Yeah, that's definitely a value, dude. Because if you come out with a 4-year degree, a 4-year degree increases your odds of getting a job by a huge amount. That's actually huge value.
But there could be a recession.
I don't know if you paid for your college. I did, and it was, dude. I was paying. That was a hurt for a while, dude.
Hey, DeMarcus, are you saying that a high school senior football player athlete graduates high school football and gets accepted to Alabama football? He should have the option to say, "I'm not even going to go to class. I'm just going to play football. And that's it." Is that what you're saying?
That's a good point that you make. I mean, if you're going to go to the school, if you're going to be admitted to the school because they're still students, right? If they're going to go to school and they're students, they got to go to class. But my thing is, do they necessarily? They say, "Oh, we're giving you a scholarship to go." And I understand something I found out just recently. I kind of got smart on is that the schools actually don't charge. I mean, they kind of do set the tuition prices, but the states, if it's a state-run school, they make the prices.
Yes.
For how much for how much you'll pay. So,
right.
I just feel like when people say, "Oh, you get a scholarship."
Let me define a college graduation for you, okay? What does a college graduation do for you? A college graduation increases your value by, let's give it a number. Let's say a 4-year degree will increase your value by, well, unless you get a trash degree, for $30,000 to $40,000. Yeah, because you can get some stupid degree where, I just wanted to do it, fashion design. Don't get me wrong, you can make a lot of money doing fashion design, but if you do fashion design, you have to have a skill at it. You have to be able to do it, Yeah, but what I'm saying is it adds value to you as a person for your entire life. So yes, it's a value. I think hands down it's a value for sure. It adds value to you for the rest of your life.
Education. The education is a value.
Yeah,
the scholarship.
Just the document is a value.
You go to school. We go in America. We go to school from grades kindergarten through 12th, and we aren't charged a bit for it unless you go to a private or a charter school, and we still get our education. We still get that boost.
Yeah, but okay, so you go get a job. Say you want to get a job. Say you just get out of college and you want to get your foot in the door somewhere. So this guy comes to the door and he graduated high school. This other guy graduated. He's still studying. He's still learning, but he has a 4-year degree. So this is say this is a $40,000 job. The guy that has the high school degree is going to get turned down because of the guy that has the 4-year degree. The other guy is going to go back to McDonald's or back to Winn-Dixie, and he's going to get paid $20,000 a year, $15,000 a year. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And it puts your foot in the door to make more money later on. So I think there's definitely value in that document just showing that you have that skill set, or just the label of, I'm a 4-year graduate.
That's the education, and that's good, and that's great, and I understand you're educated, you have that skill set. And, it's
just like a certification,
and it's a credential. But are these players being charged for this credential, or are they just being given it for free? Just like, I don't know. I would say this is a talk for another another video, and I think we got some good points in on why they shouldn't be played, or why they should be paid.
I think there's a lot of gray area in it. That's really I think what we got out of this, that there's too much gray area to make that decision.
And if our young minds can barely make sense of it, can you imagine the old people in suits that are trying to, that try and think about it and they're like, oh no, we can't.
Yeah, well, they're used to it. Yeah, so which shit. I mean, there's a huge range of like, oh no, we shouldn't pay them, to yeah, we should pay them. There's a lot of reasons why we shouldn't, and there's a lot of reasons why we should. So
yeah,
I think you'd have to put it down on paper and have some communists make a decision on it.
I mean, those old suits, dude. They beat my grandma, made her work for free, dude. So they don't know anything.
they sent the dogs on her.
Yeah, they did. They sprayed her with all kinds of water, and it wasn't clean. It wasn't clean water either. It was like Flint, Michigan water, dude. I was like, what the heck? They funneled the dirty water from Flint and just sprayed the hell out of her, dude. I couldn't believe it. So, but yeah, man. Good podcast, man. I thought I had a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, definitely, dude. Good stuff.
Yeah. Look forward to the next one.
Yeah, we'll do one. We'll do one here soon. Good stuff, man.
All right, I'm about to try out some Destiny now. So,
all right. Thanks for listening to us.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Adios.
All right, unmute Josh. He's about to have a.
Lanier and Sons. Lanier and Sons. Lanier and Sons.